Hey everybody, for this video we're going to talk about routers. So this is a standard Porter cable router. Again, like with all things, lots of brands, lots of options. Porter cable is one of my more favorite. It's just a basic tool, doesn't have a whole lot of frills to it, but it works very well. So a router is basically just a motor and you attach a faceplate to it. Right? So it is just a raw motor, you turn it on and it spins. And then we attach router bits to it. So this piece right here is called a collet. Works similarly to a chuck where it tightens onto it, but a collet only works with a specific sized bit. So this is a 1/2 inch collet. It only works for 1/2 inch bits, but there are different types of bits that can be a 1/2 inch bit. So you have to change your collet, which is the bottom nut, or this nut. You have to change out this collet depending on what type of bit you're putting onto it. So this is a flush trim bit. What that means is that as I run this over, the blade right here is going to cut on the same surface of this bearing. So it's going to cut something the exact same as this bearing right here. There's lots and lots and lots of different bits that you can buy that make different shapes. You can get roundover bits and V-groove bits and all kinds of decorative things. For this particular video, I'm going to show you how to use the flush trim bit. All right, and more specifically, I'm going to flush trim this piece of MDF to this 2x4. So first what I want to do, this is hard to show on a video. All right, so I want to set my depth. All right, so I want to make sure that my blade can cut all the way through my MDF and that the bearing is running on my piece of 2x4. Because what I'm going to do is get the MDF to match that 2x4. So this is a pretty decent thickness. I'm cutting all the way through and the router is resting on the 2x4. So I'm going to lock my position on the router, right, by putting this trigger all the way down. That kind of clamps the base onto it. And then I'm going to put on my hearing protection. This is a very loud tool. It makes lots of sawdust. It's very loud. If you need to turn down the volume on your device, make sure to do that now as I demonstrate how to use this tool. So we're going to plug it in. Just like all of the other tools, we're going to make sure that it is on the wood. We are going to make sure that it is set before we turn it on. And I want to keep both hands on the piece of wood. Going to turn it on right here. There's an on-off switch. So we can see that this piece of MDF has been cut perfectly to match the 2x4. Right, so flush trim makes, if you've got an overhang, it makes the top piece that you're cutting perfectly flush with the bottom piece. Again, there's all kinds of router bits that you can put onto it. If you're interested, you can do some research. Just type in router bit kit, and you'll see all of the different shapes and profiles that a router bit will cut. That's it for routers. Thanks, everybody.